This afternoon, Charlie Kirk's accused killer Tyler Robinson will be back in court. His lawyers filing a renewed request to have the Utah County Attorney's Office dismissed from the case. They argue there's a conflict of interest because a member of the prosecution team had an adult child who was present when Charlie was assassinated. Meantime, lawyers for Erica Kirk have filed a notice asking for cameras in the courtroom. Quote, "It is critical that this court balance the defendant's right to a fair trial with the public's First Amendment right of access to judicial proceedings. Any request by either party to essentially close these court proceedings from the public eye should be denied. Ms. Kirk respectfully urges the court to deny any unnecessary requests to limit public or media access." Joining me now to break this all down is criminal defense attorney and Fox News contributor Donna Rotuno. Donna, as always, great to see you. Let us begin with the defense's motion. And the implication, I think, is that prosecutors are seeking the death penalty because, quote unquote, one of the prosecutor's kids was at the Charlie Kirk event. But wouldn't they be seeking the death penalty regardless? Because it is their job as the prosecuting team to go for the highest sentence possible.
Good morning, Todd. Well, I agree with you. First of all, that is exactly what would happen here, regardless of who was present at the event. This is a case this is a death penalty eligible state. This is a case of the state that has the death penalty. There's no case that's probably more fitting than we've seen in a long time other than Kohberger, where the death penalty would be appropriate. So yes, they're asking for this death penalty regardless of who's present. This is a silly reason. This is one of those motions that I don't like. I've talked about it all the time. I'm very pro-defense. Defense should be able to protect their client, zealously defend their client, but this is one of those motions that I think goes too far.
Reading between the lines for us, is this really just a delay tactic by the defense?
I don't think it's a delay tactic. I think they truly believe that they have to leave no stone unturned. And for the most part, I agree with that. But I think that this is just too much. There is no real conflict here. I like motions that have legal teeth. I like motions that make sense. I like motions that are not frivolous, that come in good faith. I think this one is pushing the envelope. And I think it's just showing us that this is a team of lawyers that is going to look at every minute detail. And I think we're going to see a lot of these motions moving forward. In this case, if this judge does not take control over this is going to take much longer than it should.
And if you're sitting here thinking, Todd, didn't you interview Donna on this exact same issue a couple weeks ago? It's because we did. It feels like we've been here already. The difference here, the defense filed a renewed motion just last Friday, January 30th, arguing that a prosecutor failed to disclose the conflict. Does that matter?
I don't think it does, because I don't think there's a conflict. You have to believe that there's a conflict to disclose it. So just because your child was at an event does not mean it changes the way this moves forward. There's been no indication that this child is actually going to testify or that this child saw anything different than thousands of other people saw at this event. So again, I think this is really a stretch. I think now they're trying to say, we can't play the video. I mean, there's just so many things that continue to come up. And actually, if we're looking at whether or not motions are valid, I do think the request to show the video the least amount of times is probably reasonable. That is something that you can say, look, we do not want to do anything that is unfair to Mr. Robinson. Right. Mr. Robinson deserves a fair trial. And, you have to look and make sure that the, probative value does not outweigh the potential prejudice. So if I'm the judge here, I probably say to the state, you're only playing that video when absolutely necessary.
Before we let you go, let's switch to Erica Kirk's request for maximum media access. How do you expect the judge to respond?
I do believe that the judge is going to allow media access to continue in this case. He will continue to put parameters on it, as he's done thus far, saying things, we can't show shackles, you can't see Tyler Robinson speaking, you can't have pictures of him dead on, those types of things. I think the judge will continue to put those stopgaps in place, but at the end of the day, this trial and these proceedings will be televised.
Donna Rotuno, thank you as always.
点击以下资讯栏链接，可看这个影片的完整背景与后续引起的回响哦。